The sun dipped low over the quiet town of Maplewood, painting the streets in warm gold. Kids played outside, neighbors chatted, and the old coffee shop buzzed with evening laughter. Among the crowd walked Ethan Miller, a young high school teacher, neat shirt, kind eyes, and a reputation for being the fair but firm kind of man. Ethan always stood for what was right. Rules, honesty, fairness. Those were his sacred principles. But that evening, a lesson waited for him, one no book could teach. Ethan stopped by Mr. Samuel Green's small grocery store on Elm Street to grab some groceries. Samuel was well loved in Maplewood, an elderly man with wrinkled hands and a warm smile, who'd seen generations grow up through his shop door. As Ethan picked up a bag of flour, he noticed Samuel's teenage grandson, Ryan, slipping a few chocolate bars into his pocket when the old man wasn't looking. Ethan froze. His sense of justice kicked in immediately. "Ryan," he snapped, "what are you doing?" The store fell silent. Everyone looked over. Ryan turned pale. "You're stealing from your own grandfather," Ethan said loudly. "You should be ashamed." Ryan dropped the chocolates, his eyes filled with tears. He mumbled, "I'm sorry," and ran out of the store. Samuel sighed deeply. "Ethan," he said softly, "you're right, but you're not wise." Ethan frowned. "But Mr. Green, wrong is wrong. If we excuse small things, people never learn." The old man smiled gently. "Maybe, or maybe people learn better when they feel understood." A week passed. Ryan didn't show up at school. Ethan noticed, but told himself the boy was just avoiding embarrassment. Then one evening, he saw Mr. Green again outside the shop, sitting quietly, staring at the road. "How's Ryan?" Ethan asked. The old man's eyes dimmed. "He left town, went to the city to find work. Said he couldn't face people here anymore." Ethan's stomach dropped. "Mr. Green, I didn't mean for that." "I know, son," Samuel interrupted softly. "You were right. But sometimes being right can still break something fragile." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. For the first time, being right didn't feel right at all. A few weeks later, Ethan's class was assigned to clean and decorate Maplewood Park. Most students were excited except one, Alex Carter. Alex was rebellious, always late, and never followed instructions. When Ethan confronted him about skipping work, Alex snapped, "You think shouting makes you better? You embarrass people to prove you're right." The words hit Ethan like lightning, the same mistake he'd made with Ryan. That afternoon, he found Alex sitting alone at the park, drawing patterns in the dirt with a stick. Ethan sat beside him quietly. "You're good at drawing," he said after a moment. Alex looked up, startled. "You're not going to yell?" Ethan smiled faintly. "Not this time." Alex sighed. "My dad lost his job. Everyone keeps saying I'll end up like him. I just don't want to be around people right now." Ethan listened, really listened, and said gently, "You know, Alex, people say hurtful things, but you don't have to prove them wrong with words. Prove them wrong with effort." The next day, Alex came to the park early. He worked hard, cleaned, and even helped others. For the first time, Ethan realized that kindness could achieve what anger never could. Months later, as autumn leaves danced down the Maplewood streets, Ethan heard familiar laughter at Mr. Green's store. It was Ryan. He looked older, calmer. "Hi, Mr. Miller," he said, a little nervous. "I came to apologize for what I did." Ethan shook his head. "No, Ryan, I owe you an apology. I was right that day, but not wise." Ryan blinked. "You don't have to." "I do," Ethan said sincerely. "I taught you fear instead of guidance. That's not what a teacher should do." Mr. Green smiled warmly. "Maybe now you're learning what wisdom really means." Ryan nodded. "I'm working at an art center in the city now, teaching kids how to paint. I learned that people grow better when someone believes in them." Ethan smiled. "Then promise me this be a teacher who's kind first and right later." They all laughed a laughter that carried forgiveness in its sound. The lesson. That night, Ethan sat by his window and opened his journal. He wrote, "It's easy to be right, but wisdom lies in knowing when to be gentle. The world doesn't change when you win arguments. It changes when you win hearts." Moral. Being right is about knowledge. Being wise is about understanding. Choose compassion over pride, because wisdom builds people up while ego only tears them down.